Good day, everyone. I am Dan Joshua G. Pajermo from section PSA 3E, and today our group will be presenting about Steinernema feltiae. So this presentation is prepared by Ms. Padang, Mr. Pajermo, Ms. Orille, and Mr. Ortega. So Steinernema feltiae is an ethnomopathogenic nematode widely used for biological pest control. This organism is important in agriculture because it offers a natural and eco-friendly alternative for chemical pesticides. Throughout this presentation, we will explain what Steinernema feltiae is, how it works, its history, and its role in sustainable pest management. Steinernema feltiae is a microscopic nematode found naturally in soil. It belongs to a group of organisms called ethnomopathogenic nematodes, or EPNs, which specifically targets and infect insect pests. What makes this species unique is its partnership with a symbiotic bacterium called Xenorhabdos bovani. Once the nematode enters an insect larvae, the bacteria are released and quickly multiply, killing the host within 24 to 72 hours. This makes Steinernema feltiae an effective, targeted solution for controlling pests, especially in greenhouses, nurseries, and other areas where soil-borne insect larvae are a problem. Because it is natural, it does not harm beneficial insects, humans, or plants. The species Steinernema feltiae was first identified in the mid-28th century, around the 1950s and 1960s. During this period, researchers began discovering nematodes that could naturally kill insects, and this sparked interest in their potential use for pest control. Later on, scientists at Kurz and Betting conducted detailed studies that helped classify and describe the species more accurately. They named it in honor of Mr. Felt, a researcher associated with early nematode studies. By the late 20th century, as concerns about chemical pesticides grew, Steinernema feltiae gained attention as a safe biological control agent. This led to commercial production and its adoption in agriculture, landscaping, mushroom farms, and greenhouse operations. Since then, it has become one of the most widely used EPNs for eco-friendly pest management.
Good day, everyone. I am Heinz Ortega. I'll be tackling the uses and target pests. This product is mainly used to control pests that live in the soil. Its target includes the fungus gnats, the tiny flies whose larvae damage plant roots, and also the thrips pupal stage, the stage where thrips stay in the soil before becoming adults. And lastly is the beetles, caterpillars, and white grubs, soil-dwelling pests that chew on roots and damage plants. Let's go to the fifth slide, the how it is used or the applications. First one is soil drench or spray. You can mix it with water and pour it into the soil or spray it on the surface. The second one is the greenhouse friendly. It is safe to use on plants grown in greenhouses. And also the third one is good for turf. Works well on lawns and grassy areas. The last one is good for ornamentals. Safe to use on decorative plants and landscapes.
So I am Noreen Padang, and at this point, we're going to talk about the mode of action of Steinernema feltiae, or how this biological control agent actually kills pests. So first, kaning nematode is gonna apply niya siya as infective juveniles or IGS. So these are the only stage that actively searches for an insect host. So meron silang mga tiny hunters dito sa soil, so they can detect carbon dioxide, vibrations, and even chemical signals released by insects. So once malocate na nila ang host, masulod din sila sa body through any natural opening, which is mga like the mouth, the spiracles, which are the insect's breathing holes, or the anus. So, gagmay kayo ni sila, no? That the insect cannot stop them. So, sa sulod sa insect, something very important happens. So, the nematode releases a symbiotic bacterium called Xenorhabdos bovani. So, kani siya nga bacterium is the real weapon. So, multiply na siya quickly and kills the insect within 24 to 72 hours. And at the same time, ga-create pa din sila perfect environment for the nematodes to feed and reproduce. So, while ang insect's body is ga-breakdown, ang katupong mga nematodes is ga-grow sila, ga-develop, and ga-produce og hundreds to thousands of new infective juveniles. So once resources inside the cadaver are used up, the new IGS burst out dito sa soil para mangita na po sila bagong host, and the cycle continues. So this is why Steinernema feltiae is very effective. Again, because it finds the host, kills fast, multiplies inside, and then spreads naturally in the soil. Now, for the current research trends, studies from 2020 to 2025 are focusing on how to make Steinernema feltiae even more reliable in real farm conditions. So one important finding is that native isolates or locally collected strains of Steinernema feltiae often perform better kaysa sa mga imported nga mga commercials ones. So this is because ang katong mga local strains are already adapted diri sa local temperature ranges, sa humidity, and sa soil type. So they infect faster and makasurvive pa sila longer. Another direction of research looks into improving the formulation. So since ang nematodes are sensitive sa heat, sa dryness, and sunlight, so experiment ang mga scientists with protective additives like mga polymers or gel carriers. So this help the nematodes survive longer when sprayed dito sa leaves or sa soil man siya spray, which makes them more effective dito sa field. So a 2024 study showed a strong result nga ang Steinernema feltiae daw achieved up to 85% control of fungus gnat larvae sa mushroom production substrates. So this proves nga with the right conditions, this nematode can provide reliable and high-performing pest control even dito sa mga intensive crop systems. So overall, our recent studies aim to boost survival, enhance infectivity, and use local strains, making Steinernema feltiae a more powerful biological control agent for farmers.
So I'm Catherine Orille, and first, let's look at the advantages of Steinernema feltiae. One big advantage is that it is safe for humans, animals, and plants. Unlike chemical pesticide, it does not cause harm or leave toxic residues. It is also environmentally friendly, which means it helps protect the soil and the ecosystem. Because it only targets specific pests, it does not kill beneficial insects like bees, butterflies, or earthworms. Another advantage is that it works very well in integrated pest management or IPM. This means farmers can combine it with other natural methods to control pests while reducing chemical use. And overall, these advantages make Steinernema feltiae a great choice for sustainable farming. And now, let's move to the disadvantages. One major limitation is that Steinernema feltiae is sensitive to heat, dryness, and UV light. This means it may not survive well in hot or very sunny areas. Because of this, it is usually applied during early morning, late afternoon, or in shaded areas. Another disadvantage is that it needs moist soil to move and live. If the soil is too dry, the nematodes cannot travel or infect insect larvae. So farmers must water the soil before and after applying it. It also has a short shelf life, so it must be stored properly, usually refrigerated, and used within a certain time. This can be challenging for farmers who do not have proper storage. Lastly, its effectiveness changes depending on the soil type and the pest. For example, if the soil is too compact or if the pest is not in its larval stage, the nematode may not work as well. So it is important to apply it at the right time and in the right conditions. So in conclusion, Steinernema feltiae is an effective, eco-friendly, and natural way to control soil pests. It helps farmers to reduce their dependence on chemical pesticides, which is better for the environment and human health. It works best in cool and moist conditions, and studies shows that using local strains makes the nematode stronger and more adapted to the climate. Because of this, farmers can achieve better and more consistent pest control results. Overall, Steinernema feltiae is a valuable tool for sustainable farming and modern pest management. It supports healthier crops, safer food production, and more eco-friendly agricultural practices. As research continues to improve its effectiveness, this biological control agent will likely become even more important in the future. That is why learning about natural pest control like Steinernema feltiae is essential as we move toward greener and more sustainable farming methods. Thank you for listening. I hope this helped you understand how Steinernema feltiae works and why is it important in modern agriculture.